Hey guys, your humble host, or K if you prefer, so I'm back with another video. So I was on Twitter today, and one of the people I follow, Opal, sweet girl, had tweeted something out that caught my attention. Here's the tweet. This is by Real Toro Coffee. Because she told you the truth, so you decided to live up to the rest of the Maxi standards. You have been left behind by evolution. Don't forget to load it, point it right in your face, and pull. That's how you clean it. So, this coffee company decided to tell someone to commit suicide on their public company Twitter, no less, and then later on turned around and deleted said tweet. Now, it could have been because several people had reported the actual tweet. People have been posting screenshots of the little report Twitter sends you every time that you report something and the report successfully goes through, or it could have been because of the backlash. Now, they have been arguing with people all day, left and right. I got blocked by them for simply retweeting this image at them, saying, "What the hell is wrong with you people?" And I came to discover the actual founder's Twitter through this feed. This coffee shop is based in Seattle, Washington. Surprise! No, it's not really surprising. That place has gone to hell because of the liberals. Anyway, I actually used to live there, and I hear it's pretty much gone to shit. Anyway, this is the founder of the coffee shop. And as you can see, she's been arguing with people. They've been trying to get the gotcha or one up when it comes to arguing with everybody in regards to their tweet. Now, I had debated whether or not to do this video until I came across their actual website because I was curious. I'm like, okay, where are these guys located? Let's take a look at their shop. Well, you click on reviews and you get a 404 here in the tab not found. So it looks like they had to dismantle the reviews because I can only hypothesize that a bunch of people came in and flooded the reviews with negative feedback in regards to the tweet. They have about 500 followers on their actual company Twitter. I could pull it up, but like I said, once again, I'm blocked. Yeah, like I said, I got blocked for simply retweeting at them. What the hell is wrong with you? So anyway, back to their website, because like I said, I had debated about doing this video. And you go and you scroll down, and I believe it's news, and they address the people, giving them backlash over their tweet telling someone else to commit suicide. Dear Gun Nuts Trolling Toro Coffee Company, you prove our point. You are extremists who want weapons of war, nothing more. A quote before we start. It requires wisdom to understand wisdom. The music is nothing if the audience is deaf. Also, the First Amendment comes before the Second. So there's Dylan Roof. That looks like Dylan Roof. They said it's someone else, but like I said, they're addressing a bunch of people here. To be a Toro is to be a conquistador of the soul, to tackle obstacles, reinventing yourself. Not the conquest you are well acquainted with, stealing land from others. Virtual signaling for the win. It's about conquering the past, present, your future, and the soul. You can only conquer through hardship and an understanding of life. Through pain and agony, some of our greatest battles are won, and we learn the most about who we are and what we stand for, which apparently you were quite okay with telling people to go kill themselves when they advocate for the Second Amendment, and using the dead bodies of children to make your point. That's awesome. We believe in reinvention and redemption, while you all believe in weapons of war. No. People believe in the Second Amendment, which is there so people can protect themselves against the government and also protect themselves in their own home. It's not weapons of war. You are weak and you have been left behind by evolution. We know you feel lost right now. We'll be here for you when you wake up. We feel the bold, the free, the never settling. Okay, no, it's not that we're lost. And if anything, we have more understanding of life than you do. Because here's something, anytime that there is a mass shooting, a major event that involves a shooter taking out many people, we always get this stupid gun control argument. Now, there are two sides of this coin. We need stricter gun laws. No, we don't, because the gun acquired isn't always legal, and it continuously goes back and forth. The way I look at it is I'm for the Second Amendment. Every man, woman, and possibly child, depending on the situation, children, if you do not know how to handle a weapon, if you are not qualified, do not. Please go get an adult. But everyone has the right to protect their own home. That much I believe in, and that much I will stand by. Now, yes, there are discrepancies as to what weapons should be about in regards to the public getting a hold of them. Now, for me, I'm not going to sit here and stand on my soapbox and preach because, I'll tell you right now, I don't know jack crap about weapons. Firearms, I haven't studied them. I personally haven't really handled one. The closest I've ever come to actually holding a gun or handling one is like a paintball gun or a BB gun or an airsoft gun. That's it. Otherwise than that as far as my understanding goes. So I'm not going to say, well, this should be banned, I don't know nothing about it. But as far as self-defense, everyone has that right, and it is protected by the Second Amendment. And I know this argument comes in because I've actually had this conversation with my supervisors in regards to the Second Amendment, where people are allowed to form a militia against the government if the government tries to cross the boundaries. And so people are like, well, that refers to the muskets that they had back then. No, the muskets at that time were the weapons that they had, but that's not what the Second Amendment specifically tailors to. It tailors to firearms in general. Now, yes, our firearms, our weaponry has become far more advanced, far more efficient, far more deadly. But that Second Amendment applies to the people being able to form a militia if the government gets out of control. Just because they had muskets at that point in time does not mean the Second Amendment is limited to muskets. That is an argument I keep freaking hearing be brought up, and it's invalid and it's not logical for what the Second Amendment stands for. Now, getting back to this, because let's finish this. When you drink coffee in the morning, there are over 5 farms in Colombia that have provided it to you. The green beans most likely are from Toro, or people who are related to us. They are from this family's lineage. If you support vets, you support trans people, yes? If you support vets, you support DACA, yes? No, because veterinarians have nothing to do with illegals trying to flood our country and stay here illegally, while our vets, mind you, are sleeping out in the streets. So no, those two don't correlate. Do you support the rights of children to go to school without getting shot? Well, obviously everyone does, and there is a proposal that's been brought about arming qualified teachers who know to handle firearms. You know, that's how it was back in the day, to where they had fire rangers at the school, and there was a lot less school shootings back then. Do you support social programs to support people because it requires a solid society to build a thriving economy? Social programs, are you talking about welfare? Are you talking about food stamps? Are you talking about social security, disability? What are you referring to? That is way too vague. If not, get out of here. Yes, because it's smart to completely alienate many of your customers who have opposing viewpoints than you. Good job. Way to go. If you support shooting, you would know that there is an Olympic sport for it. And in fact, an individual of the Toro family has already won many medals, including an Olympic for Colombia. If you need to shoot your weapon, try out for an Olympic team, then no one wants them in our faces anymore. Okay, so to support shooting, You're referring to the people who defend themselves. Let's go over a few incidents that happened just from the top of my head. And I believe that this was in Chicago 1 to 2 years back. A semi truck driver stopped a mass shooting. I believe he was at a stoplight, if I remember the story correctly. He had a concealed carry in a semi. He was licensed for it. He was registered with it. And there was somebody who decided just to come into the crowd and start spraying people. Don't remember the weapon this fellow had that was spraying people with bullets, but the semi truck driver got out of his truck, shot the dude dead. Stopped a mass shooting right then and there. Another incident that happened, and I believe this involves a 13-year-old boy. I can't remember if he was home alone or not, but his weapons registered firearm, he knew where to get it in case there was something going on at the house and he needed to defend himself. I believe 2 robbers broke in. This kid protected the home, shot them both dead. There's 2 incidents right there with self-defense, and there's many, many, many other stories out there. So it's not that people support shooting, people support being able to defend themselves. You want our country to have stricter gun laws and restrict access to firearms. How about you go look at the UK? Look at Europe. You see how many people are not able to defend themselves. Heck, the UK, their police officers don't even have guns. There was a footage a little while back, and it was a female police officers no less, how there was, their suspect had a knife on them. They did not have any weapons, so they couldn't tell him to get on the ground, hands behind your back, whatnot. They had to avoid him swinging, and there wasn't much that they could do. So, no, use the UK, use Europe. Look at how all these other countries who have restricted gun access to their citizens, the right to defend themselves, look at how they're doing right now. I know a lot of people want us to mimic Australia. Australia, as far as I've seen, because there's a newspaper clipping that was floating around Twitter a few days ago, where they don't have access to guns, really. Their citizens aren't allowed to defend themselves or have access to firearms like we do here in America. There's a lot of trouble over there. So, no, we are not lost. We have a sense of reality going, okay, we need a way to defend ourselves because the world's gotten crazier. Things do slip by in the system. As we have seen, it's not a crackdown of system we need, it's a different approach. Something I was talking about with my supervisor is the way that the mental condition of people is treated. And I know that's a whole other can of worms, but that has partly to do with it dealing with the problems of neighborhoods, cultures. That also has to do with it. It is a mixture of things. It's just not, let's restrict the guns and the capacity of magazines to which how many bullets they can carry. No, because putting more restrictions on something is not going to work. The more you restrict something, the more illegal these objects become, and the more they're going to fall into the hands of the wrong guys. FYI, when it comes to mostly gang shootings, mass shootings, for the most part, all the guns, most of the guns, 95% of them that are acquired, are not legally acquired or registered. Nobody knows where they came from. Give you an example. Las Vegas shooting. The shooter had many firearms, and even his brother commented, I don't know where he got all these from, because his brother was on the news and he talked about how he personally moved the suspect from one state to another during a state move, helping him get resettled, and he goes, he didn't have all the stuff. I don't know where all the stuff came from. So that's an example right there. So, cracking down on access to firearms is not going to solve any problems. If anything, it's going to cause a lot of stuff to go underground. Now, yes, there is a balance as to what should be accessed and available to and by the public, but you continuously trying to restrict something, it's not going to solve the problem. It's just going to force more people underground, more people to be secret about it, and more people to hide and then expose it when the time is right. I don't get the gun control argument. I think it's freaking stupid. Anyway, Let's go with this. My grandfather started a radio show about politics as he harvested coffee and built his community during the 40s and 50s to bring attention to the world and Colombia at the time. More and more people, I'm realizing that Toro is exactly what we have always been, outspoken and true to harvest and what it means to learn every day via trial and error. Though I'm sure you guys are learning your lesson quite well with trying to tell your customers that they should commit suicide because they stand up for the Second Amendment. Hopefully that lesson's learned. Otherwise, you guys aren't going to have very much of a company, especially in Seattle, where everything's overpriced. I will take my chances in how I am outspoken about weapons of war. Just because it's a firearm doesn't mean it's a weapon of war. Anything to bring attention to the fact that this is a long past normal. This is extremism. No, just because somebody owning a firearm, just because people stand up for the Second Amendment, it's not extremism. If anything is going, no, this is my right to defend myself. And there are many, many people who will live and die for that right. Many people who have fought for that right. Many people who continue to fight and die for that right. So, no, it's not extremism. It's not extremism to have firearms in your home to defend yourself. Now, some people do collect that stuff as a hobby, some people get a little bit weird with it, but for the most part, you have people who just want to be able to defend themselves without being in danger of being caught off guard. That's not too much to ask, and that's not unreasonable. This is about weapons of war and our community. We at Toro have always been political because that's smart. You know, a lot of companies would do well and do well for their business to shut up and just serve the damn public and keep their freaking bullshit to themselves, because dollars to dimes, you just lost a lot of your customer base, and because you did this crap on Twitter, the shit has gotten around pretty darn quick and is going to continue to freaking spread. I actually won't be surprised if other YouTubers do a video on this as well. There could be one up already. Don't know. We always stand up to hypocrisy. What hypocrisy? That people will use firearms to defend themselves, but people aren't for killing. There's a difference between being able to defend yourself and going outright and slaughtering people. The people who stand for the Second Amendment, including myself, we don't advocate for just going out and shooting people. No, we advocate for being able to defend ourselves. That's it. You know, something that my dad taught me growing up is that should be a last measure. Defending yourself, if you can de-escalate the situation, cool. But when it comes to defending yourself, especially in a life-threatening situation at that, it comes down to you or them, and that's reality. You can't placate or do this bullshit, oh, well, you guys are advocating for this. No. No. Defense is normal. And now if it gets to that extreme, that person who crossed the line made that decision themselves. At that point, they decided to throw away whatever they valued. That is how I look at it. Many people not agree, but you know what? That's kind of what I was taught growing up. And many people have learned that same lesson, whether they have been in war, they are on the force, that is a normal lesson to learn. Not everybody has to go through that lesson, thank God. I hope to God I never have to go through that, because I can't even begin to wrap my brain around being made to do something like that, going that far just to defend yourself. So no, that's not wrong. That's not inaccurate. That's something that many people have to do on a constant basis because of the way that our society has been, because of the line of work they do. If that makes sense. Sorry if I rambled. We also have been victims of gun violence. This is not something we take lightly. And no, gun violence shouldn't be taken lightly. If anything, all aspects, all perspectives should be looked at. What was the mental health of the individual? How did he acquire this weapon? Where were other people? And with the latest shooting, the sheriff deputy was a coward, a freaking coward for having four of his own men wait outside while the shooter was loose in the school. There was four of them. I'm not a cop. I've never been a cop. I've never been anywhere near that employment. But what I don't understand, why would you have four men who are trained to take down suspects, who have their weapons drawn, and there are four of them just being commanded to sit outside while children die inside? I don't get that. So, yes, gun violence should be looked at thoroughly and not just from one side. You guys are looking at, oh, well, you need to take their weapons away. No, 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 no. There is so much more. So much more. So many more variables that need to be looked at when it comes to gun violence. How the gun was acquired, what was the mental condition of the person, and from what we also know of this current story is that the FBI, the cops were warned about this individual, but people's pleas were ignored. Like I said, every variable needs to be looked at. And this is what I hate about the gun control argument, because you have a bunch of people that don't think these things through logically, and they just go, well, take the weapons away, crack down on restrictions, blah, blah, blah. No. No. This is why problems don't get solved, because you guys just run with your damn emotions, and you don't think things clearly. This is our society as a whole. That's feminism. That's a lot of things. Anyway. If you keep saying an AR-15 can't hurt a bunny, we will keep telling you how to clean it. Get it? Oh, let's read that. Let us read that because, like I said, they deleted that tweet. And this is my first time going through and reading this. If you keep saying an AR-15 can't hurt a bunny, which technically can't, if it's just sitting there, locked, it's not going to do anything. A person has to be able to pick it up, load it, and shoot the bunny. That's how the bunny's gonna get hurt. We will keep telling you how to clean it. Oh, aren't you women just lovely? How hard is it for you to see all your hypocrisy? This was sent to us last night. Okay, let's read what this is. What the fuck did you just effing say about me, you little bee? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids on Al-Qaeda. And I have over 300 confirmed kills. I'm trained in guerrilla warfare, and I'm the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces. You are nothing to me but just another target. I will wipe you the F out with precision, the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Okay, so pretty much they got some freaking edgelord sending them some sort of death letter or something. It happens. It happens. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not advocating it's wrong what this individual sent. For all you know, this could have been a freaking troll. Trolls do that. There are extreme trolls. Still not saying it's okay, but my goodness. Via Twitter by Hager Gaming. Let the herd know extremists attempted about 100 times to hack into our PayPal email and to change our handles. Well, I wonder why. You telling people to go kill themselves is going to cause a lot of backlash, and if you do that crap on the internet, there's a bunch of crazy people. You don't do that shit. Light bulb. Damn. They have defamed our logo, etc., all because we pointed out that yes, guns kill people. No, people kill people when there's a stabbing. Is it the knife that kills the person? And I know that argument's brought up too, but knife is another weapon. It's a sharp blade. Did the knife kill the person, or did the person wielding the knife kill the person? Many admit that this comes from the same meme gaming site. We are sorry you are too lazy to even write your own original death threats. Get creative at least. And on the flip side, also thank you for all the support and orders. Thank you for being the most beautiful people in human aura. We are nothing without your support. We live to work for your big picture thinking and your drive for a better tomorrow fueled by Toro. We work for you beautiful people. And as far as beautiful people, all the people that agree with us on gun control. The company that triggered a response that hard without even using the word gun or kill will continue to Toro. Be the change you want to see in the world. Love, Melly, owner, and founder. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. By the same argument, chemical weapons, sarin, mustard, or cyanide don't kill people, which technically they don't. It is when people press the button. It is when people load the warships, load the jet fighters, or whatever type of device that launches these weapons. It's people doing this. It's people pressing their buttons on the triggers. It's people making these weapons. Cyanide, mustard gas, all that sitting by itself, locked up, contained, doesn't kill people. It's when people get reckless, when people push the button. People do kill people. We just use a variety of things to do it. Military ordnance, tanks, bombs, and missiles. Okay. This is just stupid. Like I said, it's people wielding these things. It is people wielding the mustard bombs. It is people wielding the tanks, the knives, the guns, the jet fighters, the freaking cannons. It is people wielding these things to kill people. It's not the actual objects themselves. The objects are used, but the objects by themselves can't kill people. Not without human intervention. Duh. All these weapons of human... God, this is messing me up. All of these are weapons of human destruction. Well, no shit. Humans use them in times of war. It is humans killing other humans with these things. It is not these things by themselves going out, going, oh, hey, life of our own, let's go kill people. No. They may all be safe until they are mishandled, but their purpose is to give the owner the power of a deadly force. Okay. Do you guys look at what you type before you put it out? Because you just validated the point that I just freaking made. They may all be safe until they are mishandled, but their purpose is to give the owner the power of deadly force. Yes, deadly force is required in means of defense or going out and protecting people, but you just fucking proved my point. That they are by themselves safe, that by themselves they don't do anything without human intervention. It is other people killing other people with these things, and it's not the things themselves. Holy crap. People may pull the trigger, but the weapon is what kills. No. No. The weapon is not what kills, it's the person operating that weapon. It's the person taking the time to load that weapon, or sharpen that blade, or aim that target. It is the people, not the objects themselves, because in that case, and we can go for the extreme, the butter knife can kill someone. The spoon can carve out someone. Just saying. Anyway, like I said, these guys are located in Seattle, Washington. Toro Coffee. I've been to Seattle a couple times. Used to live around in that area quite a few years ago. I've never seen these guys before, but telling people to go kill themselves or how to clean a weapon, as we've seen on their own website, because people don't agree with them. Yeah. Now, I want to say with confidence, like I said, that they pushed a bunch of their customer base out the door, but they're also in Seattle, Washington, which has gone full snowflake from what I understand and from what I keep hearing and seeing, so... But yeah, like I said, if you're in Seattle, Washington, you support the Second Amendment or whatnot, these guys are gonna go tell you how to clean your gun to where it explodes in your face. Don't go buy from these guys. I recommend staying away from them. They're fucking nuts. Anyway, this has been your humble host. Enjoy your coffee. I'm gonna enjoy my Folgers. Pretty good. Honey and milk. But anyway, you guys have a good day. And holy crap, people are crazy. See ya.